It means on the tip of the earth or the nose of the earth. One of the icons of this town is the pochote, a huge tree with deep roots that is more than 500 years old and that has been a witness to history. It was about to die, but fortunately the people of Tlayacapan saved it right on time. Both the former convent of San Juan Bautista, which houses a museum with mummies within its walls, as well as the town hall, are still under repair after the damage caused by the earthquake of September 19, 2017. Unfortunately, after nearly 4 years that have been going under repair, they're not ready for public access yet. So it is not possible to visit the interior where the museum is located and everything that's in it. And speaking of attractions, this is quite peculiar. The workers of the food market only make signs and hit the tables to get the attention of the customers. I had never seen anything like that. You will not hear screaming or voices calling you, only signs. So choose the one that catches your attention. Either way, all the food here is delicious. But watch out, because the taco de cecina is more than just a taco. The thing is basically a plate of cecina. It is gigantic. After a good breakfast, let's take the tour of the chapels, in which we will be taken all along the town, briefly visiting some of the main chapels of Tlayacapan, while the history of this interesting town is narrated. Believe me, you will not want to miss a single detail. The history of this place is fascinating, and the tour that lasts about an hour and a half only costs 250 pesos, or just about $12 for 1 to 4 people on the mototaxi. Don Elpidio, a local guide and transport driver, kindly and in detail explains the history of each of the chapels and the surroundings of Tlayacapan, the importance of the hills and their significance to this day.
No, es piedra, nomás que ya está restaurada con lodo.
It is very interesting that here in Tlayacapan there are 32 chapels, and most of them were built on teocalis, or ceremonial sites where pre-Hispanic deities were worshipped. It is said that this arch is indestructible due to the fact that it is supported by a Spanish and pre-Hispanic deity.
También de aquí se ve muy bien, mire. Esta capillita, 194, aquí está, mire. Y es la última que hicieron de todas. Aquí está Virgen del Rosario. Y cada...
A highway is a water reservoir that was used since pre-Hispanic times. There still remain a couple of them in Tlayacapan. All these mountains are impregnated with the millenary tradition and indelible culture of Tlayacapan. In each of them, different shapes and figures of significant characters for pre-Hispanic culture are embodied. All you have to do is take a good look, and you will find them. The top of this hill contains a ceremonial center, which is no longer used. Now, this experience is unique. Here you will learn how the different clay crafts typical of this region are made from scratch. With this heavy rock, they grind the dirt, then it is sifted and they add this plant called pirul to get a good consistency. Then they shape it to put it in the molds. They let it dry, then it is baked, and it's ready. That's how we get these beautiful crafts. Molds like these are also used to shape almost anything with clay. I chose a chinelo, traditional of this region. By the way, this is the place of origin of the chinelos. These cheerful characters served to make fun of the Spanish, and today it is a tradition, including the neighboring towns.
Le falta que como no está muy bien la barbita, se le pone.
And we can't miss the delicious baked fruit. Here you will get a free sample. It's just delicious. Be sure to take your time to admire the beautiful murals found throughout the town. And granite handicrafts are present as well. Everything is here in Tlayacapan. Thanks to the discoveries of archaeologists, we know a few things about the ancient settlers. It is thought that the first inhabitants of this town were the Olmecs. Archaeologists have discovered the existence of abundant figurines with Olmec features in Hidalgo and throughout this region. Later, they were invaded by Xochimilca tribes. In pre-Hispanic times, Tlayacapan was a must-go-through town. To get on the road from Tenochtitlan to the southern commercial regions, since commercial activity was very big at the time. In addition, it was also an important ceremonial center with many temples. One of them was in the Tonantzin Cave, which means Mother of God or Our Mother, and the Great Teocalli in the center of the town, where today we find the ex-convent of San Juan Bautista. The organization of the space of the town of Tlayacapan in pre-Hispanic times has not changed much since. Next to the temple, the Tecpan, or palace for the rulers, was built, where today the municipal palace is, and in front of it was the Tianquixcle, or market, that was under the shade of a ceiba tree that is currently known as Pochote, which we've already talked about briefly and that still exists, impressively, after more than 500 years. The Chinelo Bus tour is an experience like no other. You are going to love it. It's only 80 pesos, or about $4. It'll take you all around the town and show you the main attractions. And since the adventure of the day cannot be missed, we're going to climb up the hill all the way to the top of one of the viewpoints. Not the highest, but we'll get pretty high up.
This is where the real adventure begins. Hear that sound? It's the sound of nature. Here we go.
The objective here is to keep moving, climbing, and not to lose sight of the cross. That is our main objective.
So the idea here is to get to the cross. I was told that it would take about 15 minutes, but this is really steep, extremely. Just take a look at that. Let's do it. Adventure calls. I'll give you a little update of the view from up here. It's really beautiful. This is magnificent. Wow, I love this. Look at this. Look at this. It doesn't get any better than this. Quite difficult here.
The path can be difficult and heavy, but the reward is unmatched.
This is... Okay, this is gonna be a challenge here. This is probably what, like a 75-degree angle, 80-degree angle, almost vertical. So let's see what we're gonna do here.
Never give up. The road may be rougher than you might have imagined. If that's the case, remember that you didn't get here just to get here. Make it worth the fatigue and all the sacrifice. Get to the top. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Remember that with each step, you are one step closer.
Which way to go? Left or right? Left is not right. steep. We're almost there. Almost there. Almost there. I mean, we're like 3 steps away. But this is quite the sight. This, honestly, is what I live for. To look the magnificence of the creation. Oh, look at that. It's just beautiful. In the middle of the screen. This is Tlayacapan. Standalone tree, and this is planted right on the rock, overlooking Tlayacapan.
And so we say, see you soon, Tlayacapan, a magnificent, magic town.